Hey guys, so I didn't think I would really need to make this video, but I haven't seen anyone else really touch on this topic, not even any of the mainstream media outlets or alternative media outlets that I'm familiar with, the ones that I subscribe to. They haven't touched on this topic, and so I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of background regarding the geopolitical dispute recent dispute between Hamas and Israel that could have potentially incited these events. Now, there is a very large natural gas field right off the coastline of Israel called the Leviathan gas fields. And those gas fields recently went online again. They were operated by Chevron, okay? And the Palestinian Authority in Gaza was expecting to get a portion of the revenue generated by the natural gas sales. However, Israel wanted to make sure that Hamas did not receive any of the revenue from those sales. And if I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken, but if I'm not mistaken, there was strife regarding that. Obviously, Hamas didn't like that idea. And I think this was around June of this year, so not too long ago, couple months ago. Well, you know, Israel obviously doesn't want to give support to Hamas. Why? Because the whole premise of Hamas existence is to wipe Israel off the face of the earth, right? So if Israel was giving money to Hamas, they would be funding their own destruction, and that is quite literally the definition of insanity. so, um, this was obviously something that Hamas didn't like, especially viewing the matter in their light as having a right to those gas fields and the revenue generated by those gas fields, right? Especially the Mary B gas field. Now, the Mary B gas field is literally right off of the coast of Gaza. And there's another one that's kind of close, but I'm not so sure it would be in their zone. It's called the Tamar field, and Egypt was receiving some of the natural gas from that field. Well, this Leviathan gas field had the potential to bring in massive amounts, to generate massive amounts of revenue. Um, Israel is trying to work to get a pipeline up into Europe to kind of undercut the Russians. And there's a feud between Greece and Turkey as to where the pipeline is going to go. Is it going to go through Greece up into Europe, or is it going to go through Turkey up into Europe? Both of them, Greece wants the pipeline to go through Greece, and Turkey wants it to go through Turkey. And so there's a conflict between them two regarding that as well. Now these Leviathan gas fields were recently shut down because of the attacks. This is part of the issue. Okay, it's just not something that's being talked about. So, you know, and that also brings to question whether or not Israel saw the attacks coming, right? Because if Israel let the attacks happen, then that's justification to totally take Hamas out of the game, right? Because that's justification for Israel to go in and to totally annihilate Hamas, which is what they're doing right now. And in that case, there will be no sharing of revenue generated from the Leviathan gas fields. So the strategy that I'm seeing potentially here is such that Hamas walked into a trap, and Israel didn't even set the trap, right? They had, as far as I see, they had no other choice but to refuse Hamas the revenue. Um, why would you give money to someone who's sworn to destroy you? You wouldn't. You wouldn't. Doesn't make sense. And so, apparently, though, Hamas has been planning this attack for years. They said, official spokesman, but I'm not so sure. I don't know. This is all theoretical stuff that I'm saying. Whether or not this incited the attack, the recent attack, I have no idea. But I know that the negotiations were recent and they fell through recently. That's the way I understand it. So there you go. This is something that ought to have been talked about initially, at the beginning. But I haven't seen anybody talk about it. Hence the reason I'm bringing it up now. I think it will help to put a little bit of context into what's going on. Most of these conflicts that are going on all over the world have to do with oil, natural gas, and resources. I mean, even in Armenia, um, Artsakh, if I'm not mistaken, it has there's something to do with natural gas or oil there as well. Okay, and it was all about oil and natural gas in Iraq and Syria. When ISIS went in and took over towns in Syria, they took over the oil towns. When we took over the towns, we took over the oil towns, right? That's just, that's the way it is. Um, so, anyways, just wanted to give you a little bit of context. Um, Maybe that's the reason. Maybe that's not the only reason. Who knows? Could have just been season to attack Israel. But I'm more inclined to think that Hamas was pissed off because they knew they weren't going to get a cut of the revenue. And what else was Israel supposed to do? Were they give them the money? Here, go go buy some anti-tank missiles from Iran. Go buy some man pads. No. I don't know what else to say. I'm laughing, but it's not funny. It's not funny. What's happening in Gaza and what's happened in Israel is it's atrocious. It's not funny at all. It's not a laughing matter. None of it is. None of it is. And so, we always need to pray for both sides. Pray for healing because a lot of people are losing their lives right now. Um, yep, and it is a very hot topic to discuss. So, anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a like, share, comment, subscribe if you haven't already done so. You want to support the channel, I'd really appreciate it. There's a link in the description box to do that. I'm saving up for a drone for you guys so that I can get more footage along the border. Haven't quite hit the mark for purchasing the drone yet, so if you guys want more footage from the border, I could use the support. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. As always, don't forget, help out your neighbors.